In January 2021, during the inauguration ceremony of Joe Biden as 46th President of the United States of America, Amanda Gorman recited her poem, "The Hill We Climb." It was acclaimed worldwide. But who is allowed to translate this poem? When in the Netherlands, a renowned female translator took on the task, protests arose, and she had to withdraw. So who is allowed to translate the work of a female African-American writer? A white man, and even more so an old white man like me, is certainly out of the question. A white woman, that would be better, if only she wasn't white. At the very least, she would have to be black, because only a black woman, it is believed, is able to find her way, I quote, into the world of experience of a black author. This is how the Afro-German translator Marion Kraft put it. So the translator should have the same world of experience as the author. That sounds good. But it has terrible consequences. Because, according to this line of thinking, it is of course not enough to be black and female to understand a black female author. You also have to come from the same milieu. How big are the differences between black life in New York's Bronx and in New Orleans' Treme? No faithful translation possible between these quarters. And of course, differences in age can also distort the experience, as would differences in sexual orientation. In the end, to switch to a German case, a Turkish woman living in Berlin-Neukölln could only be translated by a Turkish woman of the same age, education, wealth, marital status, and sexual orientation living in the same neighborhood. This identity drive of identity politics has no end and is, in my view, absolutely crazy. In the end, a person could only be translated by herself, and even that only if she does not have too many facets, so that facet X might have created a work, while facet Y must fail in trying to translate it. So what's wrong with identity politics of this kind? Mistake number one, to see a person completely determined by her circumstances, that is, gender, skin, color, religion, social status, neighborhood, sexual orientation, and so on. Mistake number two, denying any possibility of transcending such imprints. And mistake number three, applying this restrictive view to all persons so that no cross-cultural exchange and understanding is possible at all. Therefore, identity politics, consequently pursued, leads to ghettoization and to cascades of racist thinking. Racism of skin color, of gender, of nationality, of neighborhood, of marital status, of sexual orientation, and so on. Remedy? To realize that all cultures, small ones and large ones, have lived from exchange, borrowing, and transformation. Cultures are not ghettos, are not monolithic, but are mixed by constitution. They carry multiple influences, adoptions, and integrations. Anyone who wants to prohibit appropriation in general is condemning the ratio essendi of cultures. The advocates of cultural identity revile all of this as illegitimate robbery, distortion, and exploitation. If they would set the standards, Shakespeare would have to be charged and expelled because he drew on Greek and Roman reports. Chopin should be severely reprimanded for borrowing from Bach, and Amanda Gorman's poem, "The Hill We Climb," should be immediately prohibited for being partly based on historical speeches of the grand old white man Abraham Lincoln. Oh my goodness, what a jungle of stupidities.